And we're back, helping you get ready for that final exam. Do you remember how to graph quadratic equations? So we have a vertical stretch, so it's going to be going down. So it's a 3, and that's going to make it narrower, right? Narrower. So remember, the plus 2 is actually opposite. So it's right 2, up 7. So our vertex is, well, it's not right 2, that's not opposite, Newbold. So it's actually left 2, because that's opposite of plus 2, is left 2. So left 2 up 7. Sorry, tired. I just stayed up 3, 5 in the morning trying to get all this together for the final exam. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go left 2 up 7. That's our vertex. Now, what is the narrower down? What does the narrower do? So that's going to be over 1. So it means we're going to go down 3 and then over 1 and down 3, back 1. Right? Rise over run. So we're going to go down 3 over 1 and down 3, back 1. So what does the 3 do? Well, usually we go over 2, down 4 now, right? 2, 4, because 2 squared is 4. But because of the 3, it's going to be 4 times 3 is 12. So we're actually going to go all the way down over 2 and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Way-o! And that negative down 12 is also going to be here too. So there is our function. You don't believe me, huh? You don't believe me? Well, look at my calculator. I'm going to graph it for you. So there's our equation. So plug it into your calculator. So we're going to graph it. So we're going to zoom 6. And so there it is, way down there, -5. What the? I thought it was at -7, Newbold. Uh-oh. So let's double check our vertex again. Should be left 2. So left 2. Yeah, left 2 up 7. And then we go, what do? We go down 3 over 1. So that's down 3 over 1. Let's look at our table there. So down 3 for the y value. Oh, it's not showing us. It's not showing us. Second trace, second value. So you can actually plug in any old value. So I'm going to plug in a what? I'm going to plug in a -1 to see if that gives us 4. Is that right? Oh, what the? So -1 up 4. So that's up 1 over 1. What's going on there? What's going on there? So we're at -2 up 7, then down 1, 4. Then it shoots down there at -5. Nice. So that's where it hits on the y-intercept. Let's double check. I'm a little worried there. So you plug a -1 in. -1 times 2 is 1 squared. And -3, yeah, it's 4. And then you plug a 0 in. 0 plus 2 is just 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is -12. -12 minus 7 is -5, brother. So I'm not sure what that 3 is doing. I thought it was going to be over 2 and down 3 times 4 is 12, but maybe it's not affecting it that much. I don't know. So we go over 2, and then when we plug in a 0 there, we get -5. So what's that distance from +5 to -5? Oh, looks like it's down 10. Unusual. So maybe it's a third of what we thought. I don't know, it's weird. Keep going, Newbold. It won't be that hard in the final exam. Point of inflection. That's your axis of symmetry, which is 1. Vertical stretch at half, and it's going to be wider. Remember this one. So that's right 1 up 4. So right 1 up 4 is our vertex. So right 1 up 4, good. So instead of over 1 up 1, it's going to be over 2 up 2, and it's going to make it go wider. So that 2 is going to be over 2 and up 2. Over 2, up 2. Sorry, reverse it, rise over run. Up 2 over 2, and up 2, back 2. Okay, so that's going to take off. Way-o. Let's see, write the function that represents the graph. Ooh, okay, let's give it a try. So we're right 3 and we're down 4. So our function should be right 3, so that's going to be opposite what you think. Not a positive 3, but a right 3. That's a negative 3 all squared. And then down 4 is just as you see it. Now, is there a slope? Up 1 over 1? No. Up 2 over 1. Haha. So up 2 over 1. So that's going to be our slope of 2. Way-o. This one is left 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to be y equals left 2, up 5. And then, do we have a slope? Do we have a slope? Oh, it's going to be all the way down. Down 1, 2, 3 over 1. So that's negative 3. Way-o. Okay, do you know how to find, with the rough graph, the discriminant? I can see him do that on the final exam. So here we go. We got right 5, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the question is, are we going up or down? Is it negative in front? Okay, that's going down. And so that means 2 imaginary roots. Remember doing this? Pause me. 2 imaginary roots, right? What about this one? Well, this one is actually going left 3 and up 10. But because it's pointing down, it's going to cross that x-axis. And so that means that we have 2 real zeros, right? 2 real roots. Or 2 real zeros. Roots or zeros, same thing. Okay, what about this one? Ooh. So I might pull a 2 out, I might factor it, I might have to use the discriminant. Do you remember the discriminants? So that's going to be a equals negative 2, b equals 8, and c equals negative 8. Right? So the discriminant is the formula is the square root of b squared plus a negative 4 times a times c. So let's use the discriminant now. So we go x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 8 squared, plus a negative 4 is part of the formula. A is negative 2 and c is negative 8. So many negatives. That's why I do plus minus 4 to make sure you multiply those negatives through. So negative 4 times negative 2 is a positive 8 times a negative 8 is negative 64. And 8 squared is a positive 64. And so what is 64 minus 64? It's 0. And square root of 0 is 0, so that's just one real zero. So what happens if we would have got the square root of a negative number? Well, that would have been 2 imaginary roots. What if we would have gotten the square root of just a positive number? Well, that would have been 2 real zeros. Okay, do you remember how to factor? Do you remember how to factor? Pause me, factor. Pause me, try it on your own. So this is the difference of squares. So 3x and 3x, 3 times 3 is 9. Pause me. Stop watching, try it on your own. You've forgot to pause me this whole time. Start pausing me, try each one on your own. That's the point. Okay, so factors of 100 are 10 and 10. Way-o, negative and positive. You're going to see a difference of squares one on there on the final exam. Okay, we're going to divide a 3 and an x. Way-o. So when we pull out a 3 and an x, we get x squared plus x minus 2. Can that factor more? It might factor more. It says to factor completely. So that's 3x and x. We got x and x and a 1 and a 2. Sign of the middle term goes with a bigger number. Go, wait a second. Sign of the middle term goes with a bigger number. Good. So is 2x minus 1x 1x? Yes, it is. That's a positive 1x. So that worked for us. That worked for us. Try the next one on your own. What are factors of 35? Don't be just plowing through it. I don't even have it on Canvas this year. Maybe I do. Whoa. There we go. Videos, go new bold. So factors of 35 are 7 times 5 is 35. So a negative times a negative is a positive. Way-o. So those are our factors there. Ooh, this is a tough one. I don't know. So we have factors of 5 and 1. Factors of 5 are 5 and 1, x and x. Factors of 4 are 4 and 1. I was just thinking, if I put the 4 there, 5 times 4 is 20. And 20 minus 1 is 19. Whoa! Which is what we wanted. So that means this has to be positive and that one has to be negative. Yeah, we did it. Make sure you pause me and try these on your own. Try these on your own. All right, next page. Way-o. Okay, so find all the zeros. You might have to complete the square. You might have to factor it. And you might have to do the quadratic formula. But always try to factor first if you can. Pause me. Try to factor it first. X and X. What are factors of 54? So 54 is 9 times 6 is 54. Sign of the middle term goes with a bigger number. Yeah, negative 9x and positive 6x is negative 3x. Bingo. So there's our right answer there. Oh, it says find all the zeros. So we actually have to take those now and set it equal to 0 to find the zeros. So we're going to add 9 to the other side. We get x equals 9 as one of our zeros. And x equals negative 6. Nice. Pause me. Try it on your own. Pause me. Try the next one on your own. Okay, so we should probably go to another video. I don't know. We're doing good. Let's see if we can bust this out. Let's see. Okay, so this is already completed the square. It's vertex form. Remember, prisoner x, you got to break them out of prison. So how you do that is by getting all the numbers to the other side. So how do we get all those numbers to the other side? So first we set it equal to 0. Just put it over here. Okay, so we want to minus 10 first. We're doing SADMEP, addition, subtraction first, then multiplication, division, then parentheses. Kind of going backwards, okay? So we minus 10 to the other side. So then we also have to divide by negative 2 to the other side as well. Get that guard gone too. Bye, guard. Bam. Bam. Get that guard out of there. Gotta save our... They were wrongfully put in prison in some country that's dangerous. Get them out of there. Okay, so then that's going to be positive 5. So now we bring down the x minus 3. We still have a little bird, a little sniper up there. And so how do we get rid of the little bird? How do we undo the power of 2? So we're going to square root. So now we're left with x minus 3 is equal to plus or minus, thanks, plus or minus radical 5. And then we just add 3 to the other side. So we get x equals 3 plus or minus radical 5. Way-o, that's how you do it. Vertex form. Okay, so you might have to do that on some of these other ones. So we're going to add 72 to the other side. Pause me. Try it on your own. So first we get 72 to the other side, then we divide by 2. So then we get x squared is equal to 36. And then we square root both sides. Way-o. So we get plus or minus 6. Yeah, we did it. Add the 72, divide by 2, square root both sides. I seen that in math too, I think. I was helping somebody with that. Okay, so we have to add 2 first to this side, so we get 2x squared minus 9x minus 5. Does this factor? I think so. Let's give it a try. So 2x factors into 2x and x, 2 and 1. I guess if we make the 5 with the 2 a 10, so bring down the 5 here and a 1 there. So 5 times 2 is 10x. And then if we have a negative 10 and a positive 1, that could definitely work for us. Let's see, a positive 1. So that would give us negative 9x, way-o, which is the middle term. So we do have to set each of those equal to 0, though. Set them equal to 0, so we add 5 to the other side. Good. Minus 1. So this is the part where you actually get a fraction, okay? You minus 1, but then you have to divide by 2. And so we actually get negative 1/2 and 5. Ooh, this one looks like quadratic formula to me. So we get everything on the same side. So 3x squared minus 5x plus 4 to the other side. Yeah, I don't see any way. I think it's going to be quadratic formula, you guys. Okay, here we go. Quadratic formula. X equals, put on your note card. Note card, put on your note card. negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared plus a negative 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so our a is positive 3, our b is negative 5, and c is 4. No x's, just leave the number. Only use the numbers. Only use the numbers for quadratic formula. Don't do any, leave your x alone, they hurt your feelings. Okay, so here we go. We get x equals negative b, which is a negative 5, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so that's negative 5 squared, plus a negative 4 times a, which is 3, and c, which is 4, all over 2a, where a is 3. A is 3. Okay, so we get x equals, negative and a negative is a positive 5. Square root of negative 5 squared is a positive 25. Plus negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Times 4 is, let me see here, so that's negative 12 times 4 is a negative 48. All over 6. So we get 5 plus or minus. What's 25? What's 25 minus 48? It's negative 23. So the only thing we can do there, you guys, is pull out an I. Pull out an I. So we get x equals 5 plus or minus I, radical 23. 23 is a prime number, can't be broken down more. All over 2 times 3, which is 6. Way-o! Quadratic formula. Look, we're almost there. We're almost there. Well, no, we're not. No, we're not. One more video, Newbold. One more video. One more video. Okay, see you in a second.